Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talks with Todd.
Yeah, welcome back to Talks with Todd, man. Y'all know this season getting ready to end pretty soon, but I could not do it without interviewing the man that brought me to Podcastic. You know, some of y'all know him go by the name of Doc Chill. Some of y'all call him Doc. You know what I'm saying? Back in his rapping days, he was out rapping everybody, and people didn't like it. You know, he was doing good business. People tried to shit on him, and guess what? He still rose to the top. They don't want to give him his props at all. You know, I'm talking about Mr. Petty, but he's petty within reason. Okay, so yeah, y'all already know who I'm introducing, man. Welcome back, Miles.
What up, though?
What up, my guy?
Hey, man, that's a beautiful introduction. Mr. Petty, matter of fact, that's gonna be my new nickname, Mr. Petty Podcastic.
Hey, that's dope. That's
Mr.
dope.
Petty Podcast.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real good, man. How you been?
I've been blessed, man. Thanks for the nice introduction. I'll cash app you later.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So today I wanted to holler at you about reflections of purpose. You speak on purpose a lot.
Yes.
And you know, a lot of people feel the need to keep people around because they lack purpose or they don't lack purpose. And I wanted to talk to you about the women in your life that actually added purpose.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
When you said the women in my life, I'm like, oh, smack.
Yeah, no, not like that, man.
The added purpose. Yeah, I mean, who? I really don't know. First, I got to start with my mother.
Okay.
She landed the first line of purpose, and that was to be the best I could be at whatever I decided to do.
Nice.
I'm speaking slower because Brittany said I need to enunciate.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm landed into the world of enunciation because, you know, I'm an enunciationer. Exactly. But yeah, first woman that had purpose in my life is my mother.
Okay, that's dope. And what was the influence from your mother?
Always be alert.
Okay.
Know where you at. Know direction. Understand where you're going. Because everywhere you go have to have a purpose.
Got you.
If you don't have a purpose on where you're going, you would never get to what your purpose in life is. I mean, it's just as simple as that. When you was coming here to the studio today, you had to make a decision, like which way to go.
Yeah.
It was based off of time and reason, and within that, that's what my mother gave me a purpose on knowing time and reason. Good. Yeah.
And who would you say is like right up under that?
My auntie. Majority of everybody was family based. My auntie, like, she lived in Philadelphia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she made me understand, like, everything is always tangible.
Yeah.
And you don't need what everybody else need to get where you need to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people need a car. My auntie, my mother, they just needed a bus. My auntie didn't drive for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, she was like, maybe, not when she got her first car, but she maybe didn't have her first solid vehicle that she just cared so much about till she was like late 40s.
That's what's up.
And it's only because in her mindset, she was like, well, I need to pay a car note or pay by a car when the bus is only 50 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
in Philadelphia, you could literally get anywhere you want, bro.
Yeah. I know that's like your second home too.
Oh yeah, most definitely my it's definitely my second home for as family, but it's like for emotional support.
Good.
Because I could walk down the streets of Philadelphia and I could feel the energy of my mother.
That's dope.
Prayer do not get close to that energy, nor does going to a graveyard. But walking the same streets that she walked. I took someone to Philadelphia with me before, and I was walking down the street, and I started feeling like real good. And then I looked down, it's where I fell at for the first time walking with my mother and my auntie. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. And sure enough, it was my handprint in the concrete.
That's what's up.
And I said, wow. And I started tearing up. She said, what's wrong? I said, this is where I fell at when I was trying to keep up with my mother and my auntie coming from shopping.
Yeah.
And I said, that's my handprint.
Wow.
She was
dope.
like, wow.
Yeah, that is dope.
So
man.
it was really dope. And I could really feel my mother energy in Philly. I don't feel her energy here. I buried her in Philadelphia, but I know where her heart was all the time.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. Now, as far as the reflection goes, who would you say that served a purpose in your life that really mirrored you?
And you talking about female?
Yes.
I would have to say Melissa.
Okay.
Because I taught Melissa a lot of things as far as graphic design work. And then she in return taught me a lot.
Got you.
She taught me to be patient. I never had to be patient with people because I never had to be validated.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
You did a lot by yourself, too.
I did a lot by myself.
Yeah.
But she taught me patience because I had to be patient with her. She had sickle cell, so certain things that I had to understand, and I had to understand the dynamics of her and Nate. You know what I mean? Now they're a couple, and I had to. Nate he's my brother,
Right.
and see, I taught him too, and so when you say mirrored, she definitely one of those people. Like she took in everything that was about me, but she never made it about me.
Got you.
She made it about we. And when I say we, I'm talking about the business of Okani Media Group. If I want to say I'm about to beat somebody behind, she like, what time? I'm there.
Right. She was that type of person.
Because she knew one thing. If this go down, it ain't gonna go down good. But Melissa is one of those women who it's other women that is in my life too. They had mirrored certain situations. Shout out to Tanja Ayers. Me and Tanja Ayers had many conversations that she's seen certain things in me, and the next thing I look up, she's doing them. Yeah, I was like, that's dope.
She was the type of person to speak things into existence and then just follow through.
No speaking, no
speaking,
working things into existence. I don't really go for the speaking thing into existence because I've been trying to be a multi-billionaire for over 42 years, and speaking ain't happening, so I know I have to work for it. So
right.
I'm definitely more a doer.
I get that.
I have a thing in my life. I say, where there's a will, there's a miles.
Hey, that's dope.
Because people have to understand, like, there's no excuses when it's to do what you need to do versus doing what you want to do.
Yeah. And I totally understand that, man. A lot of people, they make a lot of excuses instead of like putting in the work like they should. And it's like nothing is in your way. It's just you that's in the way. Right. Stop being scared. And this goes back to your analogy about swimming. I never thought about it until I realized, wow, this is why I'm fearless.
Yes.
But you made a lot of sense when you brought that to my attention a while back about if you learn how to swim, you will accomplish a lot more than what the normal person would.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be scared.
You wouldn't be scared.
Yeah.
The point of death. If you meet the point of death at any given time, you become more fearless of things. Mm-hmm. Until August 23rd, 2014, when I had my stroke, I was for sure fearless. But when the doctor told me I could have died, that was the first time I ever really became fearless since I got pushed into a pool. Because I realized, and then I did that on my own recognizance. Like, I stopped taking medication because I just started juicing.
Got you.
But juicing with no exercise, without the proper nourishment, you come in, if you already have high blood pressure, you commit suicide.
Yeah, definitely. Now, explain how purpose became like so, like at a high level of your life, because you put that over love, you put that over respect.
Yes.
Like, so how did purpose become so meaningful to you?
Because purpose is your spine. You can't do nothing without your spine.
True.
And those things you speak of, love, respect, those are your vertebrae. That's how you get the motion of your arms and your legs. So when you think about the motivation, those are actions. You feel me?
Yeah.
Something had to stand solid. And I think your spinal cord is probably the most important solid thing you have in your body.
That's real.
And not an organ, but an actual, bone. That's what make you sit upright. That's what make you walk straight.
Exactly.
That controls a whole lot. But those vertebrae is another thing that's triggering towards how your body responds to things.
Okay.
So you can respond to love because love is an action word.
Yes.
Put in the right term.
Yes. Yes.
Put in the right term.
You're not lying about that.
That is action. Respect is an action word.
Yep.
Put in the right terms. People do not respect you if you do not respect yourself. So you have to you have to show them action that you respect yourself. You know, my clothes game is gonna change. Like my shoe game about to be ridiculous. Cause now I'm pulling shoes out from my storage and they're like, people like, man, what? Oh, I didn't even know they had yellow top tens. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm bringing them out because I understand. Now we're going back into a phase. People is judging you immediately when they see you.
Yeah.
You know the age of.
You think that stopped at one point? Yes.
I'm gonna tell you who have a big retail wise and business wise who had a big effect on that was Apple.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Apple.
Yeah.
Apple. You go in there, you be like, you look like you in Star Wars.
Yeah,
because there's so many different types of people. People got earrings in their nose.
Yep.
One guy he got that little arm, right? But at the same, you know, he got a birth defect, right?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But they handle their business and they laugh and they smile and everybody look different.
Yeah,
and they still able to work with each other and they don't treat nobody. But if it was, look at that little arm, you know what I mean? That little arm in the Apple world don't even matter.
Yeah,
and he might have one finger. Shout out to Shandy. She's interviewing Tony Two Fingers.
That's what's up
tomorrow.
Dope.
And he only literally got one finger on each hand and one toe on each foot.
Wow. Okay.
But when you find out what he's done, and what he's doing, and how he raising his family,
that don't even matter.
It don't even matter. So when you able to look past everybody's ailments or disabilities, you know what I mean, is when you start to grow as a person. And shout out again, Melissa had sickle cells. Many days she couldn't walk, couldn't see, because of her ailment, right? But she still say she was in the hospital for the 4th day. She's like, Miles, don't forget you got a meeting, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And then I knew something was special about her when I was getting a cafe. My girlfriend at the time and Nate walked in, and I said, "How long y'all think it's gonna take for us to clean this place up?" Right. Nate was like, "Man, about 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks." My girlfriend was like 5 to 6 weeks. Right. Yeah. Melissa was like, a week. She said, "Nate, grab that broom. Where's the mop?" You know what I mean? Let's get started. And we got started right then.
That's dope.
And it made me understand. She seen the vision.
That's dope.
She's in the vision.
I like that, man. Now, what about some of the other women that played a part in your life, you know, with that came with a purpose since you've been in the creative mode? Mm-hmm. Like, what did some of those women add to your life?
They was all part of it.
At the same time?
Every female in my life was a part of it.
Okay. Because
they gave me ideas. They gave me support. The men in my life never really gave me support. They just gave me, "I'm with you," and they gave me support through business. But the women kept me on my toes, right? Because being a creator, kept you sharp. Yeah, because being a creator, sometimes you can get very frustrated.
Yeah, and I think because women, they're thinkers. That's where the ideas can come in as far as helping out a lot
in the organization.
Yes, skills. Definitely. Oh my God, women are so organized. Shout out to the ladies because y'all know how to keep stuff together. Like, I swear, I wouldn't mind hiring a whole female staff because they gonna make sure things get done.
They gonna make sure it get done and on time.
Yes, I agree.
And certain things, women. I have a belief that God is a female, right? Mm-hmm. And due to contrary belief, I talk a lot. I think as a man, you are instantly going to speak up for your own, right? But it's called Mother Nature for a reason. The way we built, how we live, is a reason. Mm-hmm. For her, a woman can handle more pain than a man ever could.
That's true.
So she is the strongest. That's why when you read about the warriors of ancient times, they were women. They were strong. Yeah, and they was leader of armies. Cleopatra. You never heard of King Tut one before you heard of Cleopatra,
Right.
So it's just like a lot of things, and it's just hard to justify as time goes on because we are fed so much BS.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like you can't tell a person not to eat meat, but when this person you're looking at him, he's strong and he's fit.
Yeah.
And you tell the person telling you not to eat meat, he's wimpy. And you know what I mean?
Or he's sick all the time.
Or then you meet somebody who don't eat no meat and eat fruits and vegetables. He's strong and like the guy with the meat. However, the guy with the meat now all of a sudden is sick.
Yeah.
I think God give us divine timing due to who we are versus where people think we should be.
Yeah. I agree.
If that makes sense, because in life, I've been through enough to understand a lot. I have a theory. Can I cuss on your podcast?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, fuck. I think I have a theory in life that I don't know shit. I just understand a lot, and that's just due to the experiences that's been in my life. If I sit up here and say I've never been afraid to do business, I'm lying. Because once I became fearless, that was my biggest holdup.
Right.
I'm just now not becoming fearful.
Right.
Because I do have a Shani on the team. We do have a Maria, Gigi, and Nicole. However, like I said, one of the main reasons why things is clash because none of them are young. When I met Nate and Melissa, both of them was 20 years old in age.
Got you.
And I was 29 in most cases. I mean, I'm 7 years older than Nate. No, I'm lying. 5 years older than Nate.
Okay.
But Nate was at Nate beginning stages of college. I was there. He met me. That's how I met him. So when you're young, you're more impressionable and you're more willing to go be gung-ho. When you get older, we had a conversation about entrepreneurship yesterday on the Rise and Grind Morning Show about entrepreneurship. Some people are just okay with getting a check.
Yeah, and it's okay.
And it's
for
okay
them, if it works for them. Yeah.
I ain't never been okay because I've seen Roots. And I remember seeing on Roots when Chicken George came back, he was making his own money. However, the slave master came to him and told basically his family, niggas gone. So I don't got to go nowhere. I got money.
Right.
What you mean? I bought my freedom. And listen to the word. If you can buy your freedom, you can buy your freedom. His focus was on purchasing his freedom.
Yeah.
And he came back to show his family, y'all don't have to be slaves.
Yep.
In that instance, people don't never get it until I say a person can never tell you how much money you can make.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What's going on, caller? You on the air?
Yeah, this is me again. I just want to let you know, keep up the fine work, and brother, just want to let you know, you are inspiration.
Thank you, bro.
And just keep on, just keep on with the keep on.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate you tapping in.
Yeah. I gotta get ready for mine. Got to get ready for mine at 1:35. But y'all just keep up with the keep on. All right.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro.
See,
for sure.
I don't get calls like that, Ty. I just don't. I mean, and no, it's cool, Todd. It's cool.
Man, you get calls like that.
I do.
You get plenty of calls like that.
I get calls like that. But one thing I learned that it's okay, and plus I had to admit this, and I have to say this. In building my team, I built the team to where everybody had to be smarter than me. If you're not smarter than me, I really don't want you on the team. Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I cannot be the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Right. I get that. What's the point?
Right.
I mean, if you're trying to build a team around people that's not up there and intellectually, you're gonna fall anyway. So,
every time.
Yeah. So it's best to have people around you that's smart, have different ideas of that nature. So I definitely understand that.
Right. And when I was building the team, iPhones wasn't out. You feel me? So the distractions wasn't there. The biggest distraction we had was MySpace.
Yeah. And we had to go sit down somewhere and get on a laptop for that or a computer. So yeah, or Black Planet. Yeah. Black Planet. Well, that was before MySpace, but yeah, you're right.
So when you had a team, you could really focus. If anybody even look in sports, Steph Curry said it the best. He said, have you ever caught me on camera with my phone in my hand? He said, then look at the players that have their phones in their hands. Then you can see the low performance. Because the time you don't place into your craft is where you lose at. And he had a valuable point.
Yeah.
When you look at you never see him on his phone.
Right.
Even when he is with his wife. He said, I might be at the house chilling.
Right.
And I'm on my phone.
Yeah, exactly. But when we out and about?
When out and about or doing practice or doing seasons like that, he don't have to focus or intake other information. See, when you have your phone in your hand, me and Shani was talking 3 weeks ago. It was about screen time. Yeah. My screen time is down 69% since we talked.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? Only because, and hers is up.
Hers stay up.
But
like she got a problem.
But I guarantee you, and I'm gonna say this in front of everybody while she's right here. The minute Shani put down that phone, and the minute Shani started realizing who she is, I promise you're gonna see the biggest increase you ever seen in any female dealing with media around the metro area.
She gonna definitely be a whole problem.
Yeah, she gonna be a problem. But she has to realize that she's a problem.
Yeah.
I had to realize I was a problem. When my mentor told me, he said, Miles, you don't get it, son. I know no man like you.
Right.
He said, and I'm older than you. I'm telling you, I know no man that's like you. He said, you be fighting, and when you get knocked down, you keep fighting. Most people, they need recovery. They need help. I mean, you might need some water, but you staying down, that's not going to happen. When I had my stroke, again, August 23rd, 2014, I called Melissa and they said, I'm headed to the hospital. I think I'm having a stroke. I get there and I get admitted. Call them. I said, Missy, I need my computer. Mm-hmm. She think I'm trying to work. No. Her and they get into an argument coming to the hospital. He said, if he say get his computer. He need to rest. And, she bought me my computer. He said, here, Miles, but you need to take a rest. I was trying to figure out how can I get better.
Yeah.
I found out the number one thing about having a stroke for people, you have to, if you love music, listen to music. Your body is the number one organism in your whole body, your skin and your bone, right? So when you start hearing things that's familiar, get rid of the beep, 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 and all that. Headphones. Yeah. Your body started to come back. I stayed in the hospital only for 3 days.
Good.
I was home on day 3. I worked out I stayed away from the office 2 more days. Melissa was so pissed off when I walked to the office.
I bet.
She's like, Miles. I said, Missy, I'm okay. I can raise my arm, hand. I have no paralysis. Thankful my friend Pam. She came to the house and she worked my legs and my arm for me. Dope. Consistently. And I shout out to Melissa and Nate and them for rubbing my arm and my legs.
That's dope.
And they said, man, I ain't rubbing your leg. I rub your arm. I ain't rubbing your leg. But they helped me get through it, right? Yeah. And I've learned so much about purpose. Again, when you have a purposeful life and you want to live with purpose, nothing can stop you.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you, man. Because that's what people fail to realize. When you start, people looked at me like I was wrong at one point when I started, elevating and letting go of people that wasn't. I said, what am I about to keep somebody around me? Why would I keep them around me if they're not trying to go where I'm trying to go? Yeah. There's no disrespect. There's no beef. I still love them, but I got to love them over there.
From afar.
Yeah, I got to love them from afar because if I'm going elsewhere, they can't help me. What are we doing?
Here's one thing I learned, that's going to be key to what you said. You have to learn how to train people around you.
That's true.
Everybody can serve a purpose.
That's true.
Even those that talk about you. I did something purposefully in the industry. I leaked out what I was doing. And I did it purposefully so I could see who's going to say, this person wound up getting everybody who I said I was having on the film, put it on their film. But I knew it was going to happen. So now it's time to show what I can do.
Right.
So I understand, like I shared with you before we went live about some things I have in the making. I said I shared it with you.
Yeah.
Now, if you tell somebody and they come back to me, I'm like, I don't know what the hell you talking about.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And then, but again, you have to learn how to train the people that surround you. The reason why they put, Belle Isle was full of snakes at one time, right? Mm-hmm. You know about that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what did they put on Belle Isle in order to get rid of snakes?
What did they put on there? Because I didn't know.
Pigs.
Oh, wow.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So because everything has a purpose.
Yeah.
The snakes chased all the rodents away, ate them all up, right? Uh-huh. So they used pigs. The same thing when I opened the cafe. When I opened the cafe, the reason why it looked so bad because we had an infestation of a mice problem, right? Melissa was like, "Well, the cats don't like mice. Why don't y'all grab some cats?" I was calling around the Salvation Army, and they were like, "Hell, some cats down the street just sitting around." Man, we threw them cats in the back after we left, after we cleaned up.
Yeah.
Threw the cats in there. Came back that Monday. Man, it was rat ass everywhere. But then all we had to do was clean up the rat ass.
Yeah, exactly.
And get it. And we got rid of the kids, but they hung around a while because they're like, hell, we need to. And
we need to eat.
Well, no, they didn't eat them really. They just they chased those away that knew what they were, and they played with the ones. But after a while, they was in there for 2 or 3 days. They just ate.
Yeah.
But other than that, their intention wasn't to eat them. Our intention was to get them away.
Right. But if they some stray cats, they gonna eat whatever.
They gonna eat whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's how I just learned a lot, man.
I didn't know that the pigs got rid of the snakes though. Like I heard about it
because they ate them.
Yeah.
Pigs eat anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And
but
biting the pig ain't gonna kill a pig.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Stay like, hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
Yeah, so, yeah. I did not know that. I remember my grandmother telling me about it at one point, but I had no idea they threw pigs on the island.
Everything has a purpose. In life, you're either predator or prey.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to just decide which one you're going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's anything and everything that you do.
Yeah.
I just told you what we're going to do. I just came with me and talking to us three and said what we're going to do. You're going to look up in the beginning, at the end of this year, you're like, it's working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And y'all be like, then they'll know where it came from. It came from us. And then they'll be like, well, man, we didn't think of it. And then you're going to say, I don't see why you didn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then, with that happening, you're going to start seeing
other, we ain't gonna give it away right now. You're gonna see other people fall.
You're gonna see people fall in place though. Definitely, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's time to do the same thing."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's gonna be cool. But what's gonna be dope is just we're gonna be at the forefront of it. So, yeah.
And sometimes being in the forefront, it can hurt, but it actually can help too.
True.
When you're in the forefront, you are the first. You're the test dummy.
Yeah.
And so you give people a blueprint, and they come behind to be better. That's why what we talked about, we just need to know we're the best at it.
Yeah.
I told Chantel about being the best. Anything that we do, we have to be the best at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we do it modestly, and we do it with respect.
Yeah, yeah.
And we do it humbly. Humbly. That's not a word.
Well, no. Just keep it at respectfully, because humble is just you. That's just saying, oh, you shouldn't be that confident about what you're doing.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
So I don't really
just
like.
Keep it respectful.
Yeah, just keep it respectful.
It's respectfully speaking.
Yeah, we don't have to downplay each other. We saw that before. We sitting on the panel and people got shots, like what we supposed to be talking to the people about, doing our thing and making this how we making it work in our own way.
So shout out to him, because we wanted to do an interview. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
We did an interview and came out pretty good.
I believe it.
I want you to check it out.
Okay.
I'll share it with you later when we get up. We ain't gonna say the name.
Yeah, but I just think that a lot more can happen if everybody just work together. I love Rhea's saying about, collaboration over competition. Like, I love that. Like, if how much more we can achieve if we work together and make something happen, that'll be fire. So I think it'll weed out a bunch of BS and just keep it moving good. Like, I don't see what's wrong with that, but it's just something about our community that just can't get it together. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody who's led by their ego and be like, oh, well, y'all doing this, I could just go do this and I might be able to do it better. Okay, but wouldn't it be better? It's strength in numbers.
Yes.
So you want to do a bunch of work by yourself, have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. But I mean, like you said, everybody serves a purpose. And if they find it, they find it. If they don't, they'll be back. It's about how they come back.
True.
You know, so I see that aspect of it too.
Yeah, reflection of the purpose is something to think about.
Yeah, it is.
Like, who played the good purpose. And sometimes people play a bad purpose too, because one of the main things in order to get rid of a virus or a cold or whatever, they inject the virus inside of you. So your body can become more known to the disease and or the virus.
Got you.
And sometimes you need a little hateration in you.
Oh my God! Yes, yes, definitely.
It broadens your thinking.
Yeah.
That's why one of the most competitive sports to me has always been baseball, and it has the less contact.
Yeah.
You have to strategically place a hitter from a runner.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yeah.
A person who steals bases. Exactly.
I love it.
And it's more strategic. Now, you'd be crazy because, you know, some teams can have the biggest, the fastest people in football, but that don't mean they're going to win.
That's true. I've seen it happen.
Because sometimes the biggest, fastest people, they just got to get wore down.
I think baseball is probably the only, I say maybe baseball and soccer, probably the only two sports that is not like, they got that wrestling stuff going on with it. Like, you know, like we already know, like the Knicks been getting hyped up, right?
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, they ain't won nothing in over 20 years. This probably about to be their time to win. It's too much politics behind it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah.
I think those are the only two sports where they ain't, like, I'm not saying there's not politics in it at all, but I don't think it's like any type of ploy of pushing for a team to win. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I can agree.
Yeah. I think that's a legit, genuine sport.
I think the sports that has the most games is the ones there's not that much BS in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you got to go that long, I mean, football, you only play one game a week.
Yeah.
And you only played 17 of them.
Yeah. Baseball,
you got, 98 games? Some days you're doing double, triple hitters.
Yep.
Right? And it's the same thing in business. Right now, I would say we have the best team. Right? However, once our team realized we can actually set the rules for the game that we play, because we are that masterful, I think we'll be a stronger team.
Absolutely. I agree. I definitely agree. Now, is there anybody that served a purpose in your life that you no longer communicate with?
Yes. His name is Robert Nichols.
All right, but so how did that affect you? Like
it hurt at first.
It hurt at first, okay.
Yeah. But then I realized that God, because we had to talk, because this ain't the first time he done something that wasn't good or cool. But it was going to be the last time.
Got you.
And I told him, and he knew it was going to be the last time. I think he sat in front of you before. You remember him?
No.
The short, dark-skinned dude?
I probably know if I see him.
Did you see him? Did you meet him, Sandy? He was like, my brother this, my brother that. And he said, I know this is my last time. If I mess with him, I tore my ass with him. He knew it. And he just still did the same thing.
Wow.
And it hurt because they were like, man, you're not talking around? No.
Yeah.
I don't need that type of person in my mental Rolodex.
Got you. I understand that.
Especially because he'll live rent free.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't have nobody rent free in your brain.
Yeah, you can't. You definitely can't. You give somebody else that much power, you might as well be their bitch.
Ooh.
Straight up.
Yes, and look, I tell you in the song I said, I'm not a gangster, but I'm nobody's bitch.
That's real.
And that's just the truth of me. in business, you have to, as well as you need to learn how to cut a customer off. You need to learn how to cut your thumb off to spite your face. And he was, if I would compare him to a phalange, he would be my thumb. He was a person who was way more brilliant than 95% of people I knew. He was 20 times smarter than I ever was. Mm-hmm. He had the vocabulary. He had 100%. He had 100 times better vocabulary. His comprehension level was only maybe 2 degrees from Nate's. Phenomenal.
Damn, that's what's up.
But if you can't control your emotions,
yeah,
I can't do nothing with you.
That's real. That's real. Man,
I got to talk to Maria because she let her emotions show yesterday.
Man, listen, you definitely, I speak on that a lot because I remember at one point I would be terrified to handle myself in court by myself because I did not have the emotional intelligence to handle myself with or without a lawyer. Right. Because you're like, man, I would hear something like, okay, I understand the game. Lawyers get paid to bullshit.
Yes.
You're basically paying somebody to make somebody else look bad legally. Cool. I couldn't deal with that at first because I'm like, it was a different ball game. I'm fresh into being a baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? So when I was getting hit with all this slander, I'm like, I'm focusing more on the slander than what I'm there for.
Right, in the case.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I ended up losing. But when I got my emotional intelligence together, boy, let me tell you something. A lawyer can't even fuck with me now. You know what I'm saying?
And that's because once you understand who you are and whose you are,
yeah,
you become a better person overall.
Yeah,
Dr. Sabrina speaks on that a lot. What I like to say is, once you find your purpose, because you get the title of the day is Reflection of Purpose. Purpose. Purpose is the anchor word.
Yes.
Meaning stand strong no matter what direction, no matter who you are, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
If you're a janitor, you serve a purpose. Right?
Yeah.
In somebody's life, you're going to be head janitor when you get to heaven because you served a purpose.
Yeah.
And we had to think about that. That's
why I look down on people, man. I've never been starstruck. Like I've met celebrities and it's been like, what up, though? Nice album. Whatever.
I was starstruck one time.
With who?
Patti LaBelle.
That's different. And she a woman too. She a woman too. That's different. But I've never been starstruck because it's just, I look at it like this. You a person just like I'm a person. You made it. That's cool. I eventually will make it. That's how I looked at it.
You know how I never became starstruck? I never put myself in a position to be starstruck. I always put myself in a situation where they would need me before I need them. At a record store, I need to sell records. They have to come to me.
There you go.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I produce music. They need me.
Yeah.
I had a video TV talk show. They need me.
Yeah.
Whenever you make yourself the go-to, you going to win even if it looks like you're losing.
Yeah.
No matter what your financials look, you still winning.
Yeah. People
with these, what I call bullshit video shows, they winning because we need them. Because they need to show our video.
Exactly. I get it.
That's why when it comes to podcast platforms, I don't try to put podcasting everywhere.
Right.
It don't make no sense to me. Because if a check get cut, it need to go to one address.
There you go.
Right? So it's the same thing in life. If people looking at us from a strong point, they need to come to the strongest point to have a purpose.
That's real.
You know what I mean? That's why the Rise and Grind morning show is definitely on YouTube.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out to the morning show. The
morning show is on Apple podcast.
Dope.
However, telling people when you're good, people gonna find you.
Yeah.
You don't have to use the I'm everywhere. That sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Jay-Z said in one of his songs, he's like, how I look like being in the projects. I'm a multi-millionaire and I'm in the projects all day. That's crazy.
It doesn't make any sense like that. That's why I never understood the people that talk about something
goofy to me.
Yeah, you left the hood. I was supposed to. What the hell is wrong with you? Like nobody wants. I don't know not one person that absolutely wants to stay in the hood. And if I ever met one, I wouldn't be talking to him. Because that means you don't want to go nowhere else.
Right. If you're talking to him, you won't be talking to him long.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, and I don't blame you. I had friends when I returned back to my neighborhood after my house was desecrated with bullets. They doing the exact same thing.
See, I can't get with that.
Drinking the exact same beer
Wow.
on the same corner. Crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I couldn't imagine it. Like, are you still the same person from 10 years ago? You got a big problem.
And how about this? It's not necessarily a they problem. It's who you are. Because you return it to something that you know is the same.
That's true.
Now, you come and visit your favorite neighbor, somebody's sick, you know what I mean? Luckily, we haven't had that many funerals that we had to go back to.
Right.
Recently, like 2 years ago, I just found out one of my childhood crushes, an older young lady, she passed away during COVID.
My condolences. That's messed up.
And I was like, why y'all didn't call me? They're like, be honest, we thought you knew. And this is an excuse. I want to get there and tell everybody right now while I'm here. Quit thinking that Facebook tell your story.
Oh my God, thank you. Yes.
Because you be the first person to be like, they ain't talking about me, but you want everybody to receive you on Facebook. That's the dumbest shit ever.
What do you think could happen if the internet shut down again for a good month?
Well, first of all, I know we had to go get Shani at the insane asylum. She ain't gonna know how to operate. She gonna lose it.
Yeah.
We'll have to go get baby girl out of the hospital. We'll have to break her out.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that.
And give her a phone with reruns and shit like that, or just Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Until she get it.
Do you think it'd do more harm than good though if the internet did shut down?
I think it'll be good, but it's gonna take another maybe 5 to 10 years of a reset.
Got you.
Which I think in every team we need to reset.
Yeah.
You know what
I agree.
Because if we don't, our purpose is going to change as technology go.
Yeah.
Our purpose is going to change as people have different mentals about the first, second and third race. About what's the middle number. As long as people change their thinking and they change technology, it's gonna be. I feel really bad for Gen Z X's who coming after the Gen Zs.
Yeah,
they're gonna be the most confused group of people. They gonna choose to have autism other than being themselves.
Yeah.
They like, man, I don't know. Let me try the autism for 200, Jack. You know what? Just stop. You know what I mean? But no, seriously, they're not gonna make the right choices, bro.
Yeah,
because they're gonna try to equate. Well, y'all made dumb choices, so I'm about to do the opposite.
Right. Yeah,
no,
that's
sometimes
true.
you need to make the dumb choices we made so y'all can fix it.
Exactly. Learn from our mistakes and to make better choices. That's it, man. Now, Miles, have you ever been married?
No.
Okay. Now why is that?
Nope.
Why is that?
Nope.
Why is that?
Honestly, I was foolish at a young age. The women who wanted to marry me, I had 2 proposals.
Whoa, wait a minute. We can't just skate past that, my guy.
I would say 3, but definitely 2.
And they proposed to you?
Yes.
Wow. Like the whole get down on one knee thing, or they did something different?
They got down on one knee. But one laid in the bed and asked me.
Okay.
And one got on
That's
her
a
knee.
good one.
The one I should have married the one who got on her knee.
Wow.
And I'm gonna tell you why. She had the most confidence out of everybody.
Confidence is so important in a relationship.
She was a doctor. And she knew what I wanted, and she had the innate ability to help change the trajectory of my life.
Okay.
I didn't. I thought it was emasculating. At the time, I felt like a little bitch. Like, come on, man, stop.
Right.
She's like, you don't get it. It's because I got on one knee for my submission to you, and not because I was begging you.
Damn.
And I didn't understand that till I got later in life. You know what I mean?
How old were you at the time?
I want to say 29.
Damn. Yeah, I wouldn't have understood that
But
shit either.
But she was older. She was like 40, about 40, 41.
And what? Okay, so you said you should have married her because she had the most confidence out of everybody.
Confidence, bread, lifestyle.
Yeah.
She stayed in West Bloomfield. So yeah.
Is she still hurt that you shot her down?
Actually, no, she's doing very well.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's sad. It's sad to say, but sometimes a man can hurt a woman in a way she would just marry another woman because she believed that she know herself, so she definitely gonna know her woman.
That's real. Okay.
So she married somebody in the same field as her, in the medical field. They have a nice ass house in Bloomfield. The annual income is down there $5-6 million a year.
Yeah.
You feel me? And they travel all over the world. You look up, they just show the airplane where they been.
Damn.
And you been sitting there like, damn, they been gone for 3 months.
Just chilling.
But then I be thinking like, I couldn't even manage a life like that. Being gone from my business for 3 months?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Nah, definitely not. Especially, you doing what you love. You're not just doing just because. You know what I'm saying? Again, it serves purpose. So, doing that either. Like a vacation is cool, but not no damn near staycation.
3 months, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that. So, what was the other proposal like?
Ridiculous dumb.
Ridiculous dumb.
Yeah. It was still another test on my manhood.
Okay.
That was the third one, or the one on the bed. It was really 3.
Okay, so the one that you got the doctor out the way, the one that proposed to you in the bed.
It was cool.
Okay.
She said, her thing was, I've been waking up for you to. I've been waiting for you to wake up, and you finally woke up. And she wasn't talking about physically.
Right.
She said, and you say you love me. I love you more. And I was just like, okay. She said, so, Miles Dixon, would you marry me? And she gave me a ring. I said, we got to talk about it.
And by we got to talk about it, that was your
that
no?
was a no. That definitely was a no.
Why didn't you legit talk to her, though?
She had no business wanting to propose to me, and her life is in shambles.
Okay, now that's fair. That's fair.
Both her sons in prison. Her daughter was disabled. She can't speak. She can't talk. She just can look up in the sky all day with a tube coming out of her neck.
Damn. Okay, that I understand. All right, the third proposal, because that sounds depressing.
The third proposal was dumb, ridiculous.
Okay.
Dumb. We was at my old lifestyle used to be in
Swingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She proposed to me there.
Please don't tell me it was while you was already in something.
No, she.
Oh, I was about to say, dog.
She walked up to me with 4 women, and she's like, Miles Dixon, I need your attention. Everybody, we need your attention. She said, basically, she was like, I'm not jealous of a damn woman when they come to you. And you make me feel more of a woman than I ever have. And said, with this, I'm willing to give myself to you for the rest of my life, basically. She said, I have no ring now, but I'm going to ask you in front of everybody, will you marry me?
What'd you do?
I said, not here. We can't talk about that here. No, she said, right here. Then that's when she went on her knee.
Damn. I
was like, you can't get on your knee. You don't have a ring. Like, come on, get up. She said, okay, I'll get on both. Now you know what I want to do.
Oh, man.
I said,
you got to put that in the movie.
So, after an hour and a half went away, the things still didn't change. But I thought about it more.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, basically, you saying you're not married because you just made a few mistakes.
I made a lot of bad choices.
Got you. Okay.
And the people who I know who love me and was willing to marry me, I got somebody who want to marry me right now. I can't do it.
Why is that?
Our purpose is different.
Okay.
My purpose is to employ people, to make them better.
Right.
In their craft.
What's her purpose?
To work.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all on 2 totally different playing fields. So yeah.
I can say, with her, I can say, hey, I'm hungry. It could be 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. She getting up, fixing me a sandwich.
Right.
So she asked me what I want. But when it comes to my business, she's judgmental.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
No, it's not. That's why I'm not married. So you ask the question, there you go, bingo.
Okay, so do you want to be married though?
Yes.
Okay, that's dope.
Yes.
That's dope. Telly no claps, damn. All right, that's what's up. Like,
She worried about her lips.
like that's cool that you want to be married.
Right.
Do you feel as though that you need to have more than one wife?
It all depends on when they meet me. If they meet me between now and 57, yes.
Okay,
For emotional reasons.
I understand that.
Yeah. Not sexual.
Got you. I got you. Shout out to the people that's checking this out, man. What up, Rhea? Rhea said, it's always interesting to me to see how people promote things they don't use. Don't let it go over your head. Most owners of liquor companies don't drink. Owners of dispensaries don't smoke. Pay attention to all I can do. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's
I
real.
totally agree with that.
50 Cent, he don't drink. And he was, he had effing vodka.
Didn't.
And the vodka was actually good. I don't even drink vodka like that, but vodka used to, give me bad hangovers. And I stopped drinking vodka and I went straight to dark. But that particular drink, that effing vodka, no hangover at all. So yeah, he doesn't drink. So I understand that. And Rhea tried to hold you. She said drunk proposals don't count, Miles.
Well, drunk proposal, I can't even say it was on your show. I was going to say something.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I said, no.
I was about to say, you better call in and raw for real or something.
Because it was about to get raw.
Yeah, I believe it. Especially when you talk about her in the boots.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, I wasn't going to talk about her.
Oh, okay.
I was going to talk about, I was about to say, a drunk proposal, but a wet mouth helps.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
I said it. I said it.
Tell your face hilarious.
She's like, okay.
But that's cool, man. Now, okay, before we get out of here, what does your ideal wife look like to you?
Coachable. The ability to want to read. Having the greatest ability of listening. Not hearing, but listening. Because anybody know hearing is a bodily function and listening is a skill set.
Yes.
Have your own set of friends.
That's real.
Be able to go out by yourself, eat by yourself sometimes. Not afraid to travel by yourself. That's it.
That's it? What about
and knowing how to cook.
That's what's up. Hey, that's dope.
Yes.
Appreciate you coming on today too, man. This was a great show.
I'm glad you asked me.
Oh yeah, man. You definitely, man. Listen, anytime that I'm interviewing, you definitely go make the show.
I appreciate it. Anytime somebody don't come in, there's no one supposed to come in.
No, it's not even just. You were supposed to actually come on next week. Okay. I had it planned out already.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. So
I can come on next week if you want me to. It could be called. What is it could be called? No. She ain't like.
Look, she like, nah, nigga.
That's it.
But no, I appreciate you though. This is a great show.
I always love when you're in the building.
Yeah.
One of my favorite days on the Rising Ground Morning Show is with you and Brittany. No offense, but and definitely with Lake. We need to do a show. Lake need to be able to come on a Wednesday.
Absolutely.
I got to see how that shit would go.
I agree. I mean, definitely agree.
That's a shit or show. That's what it'd be a shit show because it would be some things that's being thrown around. But I would love to see Lake, Brittany, and Todd and myself on the same morning show.
Yeah,
on a Wednesday. I think that would be so dope.
I think that'd be fire too. Well, we about to get up out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share, and I'll catch y'all next Wednesday. We out of here, indeed.